friends, family, subscribers to the YouTube channel Adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. Good morning. So, we're out here at the Oasis. That's the backside of the Oasis from 2 weeks ago. Notice all the burned trunks that are more visible from this side than the other side. Also, burned trunks over here. So there was a house here. Evidently it was a pretty big house. Had a pretty big garage full of all kinds of stuff like sports cars. Well, it burnt down. Still haven't found out why. We did find out who the person was that owned the house. When we do find that out, we'll share it with y'all. So there's Tim and Cassie. They are trekking down towards the river. There's a lot of sloughs and washes that feed into the river, and they're going to take Tim's big metal detector and a sifter or two and go down there and see what they can see. This is just beautiful country out here. You can see just nothing but the sounds of animals. So a few minutes ago, before we started the video, when we first got here, there was a herd of whitetail that walked through where Cassie is right now. They had their fluffy white tails up in the air. I could have easily taken one down with a 9. Were that I had one. But yeah, it's just beautiful country. So Tim and Cassie are down there digging and toiling away, looking for something. Once you start metal detecting and you find something for the first time, you start looking for the rich stuff. And rich stuff doesn't have to be gold or silver. It could be just pieces of metal. Tim found a couple of pieces, found a washer already, and a piece of bent up brass. Like, when I looked at it, it looked to me very much like maybe a pipe fitting or a part of a hose bib. There was a fire, so I imagine there was quite a bit of devastation to the structure. It was a hot fire because it burned up those palm trees over by the pond. Those are pretty blackened, and you can see some, once you dig away at the bark, you can see that there's some healthy bark underneath, but it's going to take some storms to clean that all up. And yeah, just watching Tim and Cassie trek through the wash area down there. No fences or anything. He's just sweeping back and forth, up and down the banks, seeing what he sees. Cassie just whacking at weeds with a machete. Not one of the ones that I got from Bolivia. But, so, interesting story. I was making some pretty good sized purchases from online ammunition companies and supply companies. And one of them, when I was going through and buying some ammunition, a pop-up ad or offer came up, and it was for 5 very interesting shaped machetes, 5 from Bolivia for $10. You can't go wrong spending $2 on a machete. It showed their length, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty good deal. 16-inch blades, wood handle. They showed up, and my expectations were very low for obvious reasons. And it turned out they were fantastic. So I think I gave 1 or 2 to Tim. Gave away another one to another buddy of mine, and I still have 2 sitting at home. But and I've had them for 3-4 years now. So every once in a while, when you're buying stuff online, you know, a pop-up offer will come up, and if you look at it, it might be a good one, might be a bad one. Turns out this one was a pretty good one. So somewhere out there is also a white marker next to the San Pedro River that indicates that this was one of the areas that the Mormon battalion camped on their way to San Diego by way of Fort Tucson back in the, I guess, 1847. Pretty interesting stuff. You can go back and watch our video with David Barnhill telling us all about the travels of the Mormon battalion. We missed our window this year to do a very long set of series, because there's 10 markers, I guess, demarcating the travel along the San Pedro River of the Mormon battalion. And it's a great story. Just a whole lot of history in this area. So this is not going to be a very long video. Just going to enjoy the quiet and the scenery. There's Tim and Cassie way off in the distance. There are places all over Arizona that are just as peaceful and quiet as this one. Nature at its finest, unchanged. I mean, you look at that landscape out there. This is unchanged for hundreds of years. This is the way the Indians saw their Saturday mornings. This is the way the pioneers saw their Saturday mornings. The Apache Indian. And adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. Thank you for enjoying and coming with us on our adventure this Saturday morning. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and visit our catalog of videos and shorts that we have. I think you'll enjoy them. We do a great many things. Thank you very much for coming with us. Cassie's out there with her dad, so I'll say it. This has been a Fun Brothers production. More to follow.